Hello, welcome to Just the Chill Sesh. Um, no complaints because what's the point? Um, I don't want to sit up here and complain, but I guess this is another one of my video vlogs. Um, Shit's getting easier. It's it's not it's not easy to make it easy, but it's getting easier. If that makes sense. So yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't really complain. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. Um, Today I made like 17 grilled cheese sandwiches for all the people in the house, and I enjoyed doing that. I like making food for people, and I don't know, it feels good to do stuff for people. Um, so it's been rough, but as much as sometimes I think it's never gonna get any easier, deep down I know it will. And yeah, so I'm very rarely bored. I've always been really good at occupying my time by myself. Um, you grow up an only child, you're kind of forced to find shit to do by yourself. So, yeah, you know, as much as my mom passed away in January, and as much as we had a pretty terrible relationship, the other night I was very sad, and I cried for her. You know, I'm not complaining. I'm just realizing that I miss her. Just realizing hard that I miss her. Um, she wasn't a great person, but she's still my mother. So, and sometimes you just need your mom. So, I miss my mother. Um, yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, I miss her. And all the terrible things that she did, a lot of them don't have anything to do with it. Obviously, the shit that she did to me has something to do with me, but I can't just blame her for everything. So, So yeah, that's I don't know. That's how I'm feeling about my mom. That a little bit. So yeah. So I'm not gonna sit here and complain. Don't want to do that. So um, there's been a lot of shorts being made by Boy Blue and LB about from panels that I've been on, and sometimes I need to watch what I say. But um, there was one that got clipped where I was talking about how I eat a negative prognosis. Um, Back in 2018, they gave me 5 years to live. And I know doctors don't know everything, but it's still pretty scary. And it's like 8 years ago. So, like, I feel like if I could beat that shit, I could do anything. I could do anything. I mean, I always land on my feet. I'm a badass bitch. I get through a lot. I've been through a lot, and I always get through it. But sometimes I just feel like sometimes I feel like I don't understand things like I used to. I don't understand. Um, I don't understand people. I don't understand intentions. I can't read intentions. I can't read motives. I don't understand. I'm not trusting my gut. I'm not trusting my intuition anymore, and I don't know why. I do not know why. So yeah. So all joking aside, like um, boy, Blue, quit clipping me. um, yeah. So I'm just glad I woke up today. I'm glad I woke up today. I'm glad that I'm alive because for the past couple of months, like that's been touch and go. There's been a lot of negative stuff that's happened. Um, and I admittedly dealt with a lot of it incorrectly. So, and when bad things happen, my knee jerk is to react, and I'm trying to learn how to respond and not react. That's tough. It's tough to sit there and process shit that's actively being thrown in the face. Like if someone is actively being negative, or I'm in a fight with somebody, it's hard not to just react. It's hard to just sit there and take it and process it and then respond. So sometimes I just react and I overreact, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like it. And that's one thing I'm actively trying to change. I can't stay the same forever. Things can never stay the same. It's like when things are good, you think they're always gonna be good, and then when things are bad, you think they're never gonna get better. But that's not how the universe works. Good things happen, bad things happen. I mean, I think it's a lot of it has to do with interpretation. If something bad happens, I try to find a silver lining. I've always been pretty good at that. After the panic, after I panic about whatever it is, I calm down and find a silver lining. Today I had a very heartfelt conversation with somebody who who is having to make decisions about their parents, like the decision I had to make about my mother, whether I should let them, amputate her leg and have her suffer, or just let her go. And this person is pretty much going through the same exact thing. And like as an outsider looking in on that kind of decision, it made me feel better about the decision that I made. Um, Not that I'm totally okay with it, but when it comes to your parents, how do you know what the right choice is? How do you know? How do you know when to let them go? And that's a very hard decision. Very hard. So, so yeah. Um, what? It's just overwhelming. Life piles a bunch of stuff on you, and You have to, like, I feel like I have to dig my way out. It's like being in a grave or something. And I have to dig my way out of it. But it's fine. So I had an interview last night, and it went really well. And after, I felt like after I reach every interview, I feel exhausted because podcasting is not easy because you have to be on. You have to be on the whole time, and so it's exhausting. But at the end, I feel like I don't know. I don't want to sound conceited, but I feel like I'm born to. I feel like I was born to do that. And the questions that I ask people, I genuinely want to know the answers to. Like it's not just an interview. I want to know the things that I'm asking. And I want other people to know these things that I'm asking. So I feel really, really good about it. I feel really good about it. But sometimes I think I'm just too sensitive. My whole life, like, that's what my mother used to tell me. You're too sensitive. You're too sensitive. And I take everything personally. And I let things affect me deeply. Like, it's a hard habit to break. Especially when you have a really big heart, you know? And that's one thing that I was blessed with was a really big heart. Loyalty to the bone. Loyalty to a fault. When I love hard. And when I get hurt by someone that I do love to like that, um, it's it's painful. It's so painful that I don't know what to do about it other than make that person hurt as badly as they made me hurt. And I know that that's not okay. I know that that's not right. But it's like, what do you do without the pain? The fuck you do with it? You don't want to internalize it, but I don't want to hurt other people. I don't like hurting people. And I may say some really terrible things, especially on here. You know, when there's trolls or whatever. I may say some really asinine shit, but like deep down, and when we're being real, I don't want to hurt people. I don't like to hurt people. It's not something I'm happy about doing. So, so I don't know. Just wanted to come on here and talk about that. I feel like um, we we blame our parents for all the shit that goes wrong in our lives, and especially like Gen X, we bitch about how our parents raised us, and then use that. Some of us use that as an excuse to behave badly. But the reality is that they did the fucking best they could with what they were given. With what they were given. My parents are baby boomers, and they were raised by the greatest generation, quote unquote, and they were raised by war. They were raised by war, in war, and they when they had babies, us, the Gen Xers, they didn't know what the fuck to do. They just did what they could with what they were given. Every generation blames the generation before them for, not doing what they're supposed to do, not setting up the world for for the for the next generation. And that's not fair because you can't blame an entire generation for your misery. At least that's not something I can do. As much as I don't like the baby boomers, aka my parents, it's not everything is their fault. They did what they could with what they had. And I think, the future generations are getting weird, but every generation does that about the next one. So I watch a lot of people like Gen Xers make clips and shit complaining about uh, what the newer generation says about us. 'Cause we get a lot of flack. But instead of bitching at each other, why can't we just fucking help each other? Because it doesn't make sense just to complain about the shit that everybody did wrong. It doesn't make sense to complain about previous generations and what they did wrong. What is that? What does that accomplish? Nothing. What would make more sense is getting together and helping each other, helping the next generation thrive. So stop bitching. Do less bitching, do more helping. Because, yeah, everybody knows, blah, 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 Gen X. Our parents fucking didn't want us around. Get out get out at 7 a.m., come back at 10 p.m. when the streetlights are on, blah, blah, blah. Everybody fucking knows that. Poor us. But instead of using that shit as an excuse, like a lot of people do, especially a lot of famous YouTube or TikTokers do, um, why don't we not perpetuate that? Focus on not perpetuating that negative bullshit. And can't change it, but we can change what's already happened, but we can try and make things better for everybody, for other people. You know, just because my life sucks doesn't mean everyone else's life has to suck. Just because your life sucks doesn't mean you have to make my life suck. That's not how shit should work. If you can, we're all on the same team, and I'm I'm guilty. I'm just as guilty as anyone else being ungrateful at times. But I can't I can't use the things that have happened to me to actively hurt other people. I cannot do that. It doesn't make sense. It just perpetuates terribleness, and it's counterproductive. So yeah, I'm trying not to do that. Trying not to. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to let negativity that happens to me um, land on other people. I'm trying not to let the people from my past or let what people in my past have done to me affect the people in my future and people in my life now. What has happened to me in the past, people in my life right now shouldn't have to pay for what's happened for what other people have done to me in my past. That's not fair. Not fair at all. Unfortunately, sometimes that happens, but I try not. I feel I try really hard. I try really hard not to not to carry over that negativity and punish people who, especially people who love me and care about me. Loving and caring about someone, you're taking a chance. It's a leap of faith. It's a it's a it's it's a you're taking a chance. So is it you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And my heart my heart tells me that it is. Like the world is trying really hard to to make my heart cold. the world's been trying really hard to do that my whole life. But I'm not letting that happen. And if I continue to not let that happen, I win. So, so today I choose not to hurt people. And um, I, I need to apply that to myself more. I'm constantly filling up other people's cups while mine stays empty. I'm not sure how to stop doing that. Not sure. Not sure how to stop doing that. There's so much distraction. Video games, reading, whatever, that I don't pay enough attention to myself. So I have to learn how to pay more attention to myself. And distractions are fine. Um, but one day I'm gonna have to learn how to sit with myself and be alright with it, and not have to distract myself from myself. Because I'm often trapped in my head, and it's a very terrible place to be. And don't know, I don't know, I don't know how to make my head a better place. I don't know how. I really don't. And I feel like I'm trapped here a lot. Hence the distraction. Um, and I think that's why a lot of people end up using, because A, it's a distraction, B, it's a dopamine release, and C, um, most of the time it feels good. So, how do I figure out? How do I figure out the? How do I figure out how to get that dopamine release without doing terrible things to myself? That's a tough one. So, That's where I'm at right now. And so I'm trying to take the little bits of happiness as they come, because they're there. They're there. Just have to wade through a lot of bullshit to get to them. But it's worth sifting through all the crap. Because why be miserable all the time? It's not it's not a fun time. I mean, I guess maybe some people like it, but I don't. So yeah, over the past couple of years, I've done a lot of the wrong thing, and um, I can't really apologize for the things because um, I mean I can, but sorry doesn't mean shit without change. I can say I'm sorry all I want, but if I don't amend my behavior or learn from it or whatever, that sorry is like a fart in the wind. Just, that sorry is pointless. So um, when I say I'm sorry, then oh, when I say I'm sorry when I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong. Um, and I've been wrong a lot lately. So gotta change that. So that's my blog for today. Um, I'm gonna go ruin people's days on Fortnite. That was a joke, but seriously, change is coming. Change is on its way. Ding.